my gosh.
We are here finally after after all of that.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
It's been a lot.
I'm super excited to be here.
Yes, me too. So, hi, Limey.
Hi, Ash says hi.
Hi, so nice to meet you.
And also the runner who's sitting over there
Hi, hello.
on camera.
Yeah.
As well.
I'm so excited to be here
Yeah.
live at MomoCon 2025 here for Momentum.
Yeah, I'm super excited as well. This is my first time in Atlanta actually as well.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been here.
It
I found out that you live here. I didn't know that.
Yes, it's true. I am here all the time in this beautiful weather.
Mhm.
You know, it's temperate. You got the sun out today. It's really nice. It's a good day to be indoors at a con.
exactly, yeah. and I'm super excited. Like MomoCon is like huge.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you can't really see it from like I'm pointing at the monitor. You guys, you can't really see it from the camera, but it is a massive convention. It is like super cool.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, it has grown exponentially. I think my favorite thing about MomoCon is absolutely the cosplaying.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
I've seen so many like Minecraft YouTube like cosplays, and I'm an enjoyer. I'll say
Yeah.
it has been pretty dope.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, we're so happy to have you here
Yeah,
and all the people who've never been here before. And
exactly.
Twitch chat, we've got a weekend of really awesome runs going on. You know, it's going to be super cool. We got like some awesome clips to show. So why don't we get into everything that's happening over the weekend?
Yeah, let's get into that. Super
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah. I mean, I personally am a big fan of Peggle.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
obviously the event is starting with it.
Yeah.
I can only talk up Peggle's praises so much. If you've never seen a Peggle run, like you might have played it as a kid,
Yeah.
right? But you might have just like clicked through, like how could this be speedrun? It is super cool. I'm telling you, stay and watch. It is like so dope. I'm seeing like the FGC nod of approval.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I did not know about the speedrunning scene for Peggle until like today, and
Oh,
now
yeah.
I want to get into it.
Yeah, the PopCap games are huge. I'm saying this as a super moderator for the Plants vs Zombies boards. it is so cool.
Yeah.
What else are you excited for? Because I have a couple that I could talk about, but I will just be here for like.
Oh my gosh. I mean, seriously, like, just all of the cool, like the music show. That's gonna be amazing.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a live concert on. Wait, when is it? Hold on. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh, I can hear myself. through
Oh,
the
I can hear
microphone.
myself.
Whoa, yeah.
Whoa.
We
Oh.
are.
We are here.
Yeah, we're here.
You know, Pseudo Regalia looks like it's gonna be pretty awesome. This is like high action, jumping,
Yeah, it is
platforming.
super cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be the 100% run. It is so fast.
Yeah.
It is like imagine like Castlevania 64.
Yeah.
But like if it was an indie game that just actually just moves like you've never seen before. It
What?
is so sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Liza P, amazing game.
Mhm.
I see a lot of people streaming it. And whoa, save the Holocure, save the fans. This looks pretty awesome. I'm a big fan of like pixel art games, so you know, and love to indies, you know.
Yeah, huge love indies.
Yeah,
honestly.
absolutely.
Like we have a few here that we're showing off. I mean.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to?
I'm specifically looking forward. I know we mentioned the live concert.
Yeah.
I do want to shout out Vivid Stasis because that's going to be one of our rhythm game showcases we have here at
Ooh.
Momentum. It's going to be super sick.
I am a big rhythm game enjoyer, so that should be
I'm
good.
such a huge rhythm game fan. I'm literally seeing Lori walking in front of my eyes right now as I'm talking about Vivid Stasis.
Yes. Oh man.
Yeah.
And I love Shantae. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, one of the best games. So much fun, a lot of personality. Shantae is such a it's just fun, you know?
Yeah, and I don't want to shout out my run because I feel like that's
No,
that's
okay,
a little
I
bit
will
of a
shout out your
faux
run.
pas.
I will shout out the run, okay? We've got some awesome Pokemon Crystal going on.
Yeah,
okay.
a randomizer.
Rando.
Hopefully beating the game.
Okay.
Who knows? It's a randomizer.
All right, you know, pray to the RNG gods. We'll you know, make it
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, and on Sunday morning, opening the day, is going to be Pokemon Sword and Shield by Greta, which I'm super excited for. If you're around like the GDQ sphere, you might have seen her.
Yeah.
She's a big part of the Fantastic community. It's super.
I
great.
love that. Yeah, big shout out to them as well. That is really, really awesome. And I've got to say, one of my favorites, the President Noir doing
Of course.
Super Metroid. Oh, that's
Another
great.
GDQ channel regular.
Yes,
Right in the Black
yes.
and Flash community.
heck yeah,
A
love
little
Black
familiar
Flash.
with that one.
Yeah, you know, I'm excited for Juneteenth and all that cool stuff coming, but we've got some really cool stuff. Vengeful Guardian Moonrider, that is a really
I saw
awesome
the submission
game.
video for this game. It looks so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot going on this
There's
weekend.
so much.
I say this weekend. It's a Thursday, by the way.
And for real.
We're getting an early start.
You know what? We get an early start in Atlanta. You know, we start partying on Thursday. You know, just keep it rolling.
Yeah, and then we got to do an extended little party on Monday too.
Yeah.
And then the pre-party on Thursday, Wednesday, or
Exactly.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, the party, the after party, the after party. You know.
You know the vibes.
Yeah, always the vibes here.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's gonna be some cool stuff. I love this. Ooh, Celeste too coming up.
Yeah, Celeste is so sick. I'm gonna be so excited watching that. True Ending is
Yeah.
cool. I have played Celeste. Like I can go fast a little bit, but like like when you are really good at that game, it just absolutely flows. And like even in this clip you're seeing, it's like super cool.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. You know, as a former New Yorker, I have a soft spot for Spider-Man.
Of course.
Yeah.
Which Spider-Man's your favorite though?
Ooh, good question. You know, I like the Miles Morales. You know.
Okay, I was gonna say if it's not Miles Morales,
Ooh, yeah.
real New Yorker. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, we're taking your card. Oh. Like, no. Oh, yeah, and there's...
I would say we're taking your Metro card, but...
Oh, wow. Well, they just retired those, so they took them already anyway.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah. So, yeah, you know, that was an awesome clip show. Really excited for what we have in the next 4 days coming up. But I want to see some Peggle.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see some Peggle. PoetryStud.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. I'm so excited.
Hype.
Yeah, well, I'm super hyped to be here as well. This is actually my first, not just my first MomoCon, but my first convention of any type like this. So
really, I cannot believe that.
That is exciting.
So yeah, I'm very excited to be here. It's also the first time I've run done a couple marathon appearances with Peggle, but never in person. So I'm also very excited to show off some Peggle here. And yeah, I guess I can briefly talk a little bit about the run, and then we'll get into it and kind of explain more as we're getting going with it. The big thing to know is that this is Peggle Deluxe, the original Peggle game, came out in 2007, and the run we're going to be doing today is not a normal any percent run, which is the most competitive category, but this is a variant of New Game Plus called Random Master Only, and like the name suggests, we're only going to be able to use a random master on every level. And so I think that's pretty much all we need to kind of set it up. So if we're good to go.
Oh yeah, we're absolutely good to go.
Absolutely.
We can get a big countdown and everything. Like,
yeah. Okay. Let me get to the right screen. So after I hit this next start button here, then that will begin the timer. So I guess if you guys want to do the timer.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lovely.
You want to do the countdown?
Yeah, let's
Start
do
from
it. 5.
5.
4.
3, 2,
1. Go.
Oh, okay.
Clap
it up.
Yes. Let's go. Good luck.
Thank you. And so yeah, we are right into the run here. So again, we have a random master, 10 different Peggle masters, each with their own unique. One of the best ones right here, so that's really good. We'll talk a little bit more about the restrictions on the run in a bit, but the biggest thing to know with Peggle is that the goal is to just, in this type of run, is to just hit every level, and to do that we have to hit every orange peg. We don't have to hit all the blues, but of course we will end up hitting a lot of them on the way. And they can also help give you score, which can be used to earn 3 balls back. Understand how long you play the level. You have 10 balls here. And if you run out, of course, you lose. So
we're not going to be running out.
No.
One thing I'm going to be doing, by the way, is Cat Tut here is generally considered to be the worst Peggle master in the game. And so every time we see Cat Tut, I'm going to be saying, and you guys are all going to join me, I'm going to be saying, meow, I like yarn.
Meow.
That's what Cat Tut says, and it's kind of a meme in the community. So every time we see Cat Tut, feel free to join me for that.
Maybe in the donations.
Maybe in the donations. Which one are we raising money for?
We're raising money for St. Children.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you can get there by going to speedrun.kids. It's like right. And maybe if you want to join in, we also have a real crowd. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
I'm so used to hosting online stuff. Usually there's no crowd feedback.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that actually brings me to another thing. There's another character that is a little notable because it's one of the largest kind of non-characters. Who we have not seen yet. But because he is a big meme in the community, I'm personally going to myself donate $5 for every So we'll just keep note of that as well. We haven't seen him yet, but I'm sure we will.
How generous. Love that.
So yeah, the pretty much what you're seeing on screen, what you've been seeing the past couple levels here is exactly what the run is. The difficulty comes from the fact that the levels, especially towards the end of the game, get increasingly more difficult. And even though there is actually a lot of strategy and stuff that goes into speedruns of this game, a lot of that is kind of thrown out the window when it comes to the random master. One thing to note that I will just mention quickly here is that we are not allowed to restart levels, because then we would be able to just restart until we get a master we like. So that's one difference between a normal.
Oh, that was such a cool dunk.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how are you gonna get that last orange peg and just got it?
Okay, so we have Sport here. He's a good character, but he is situational. His power doesn't last in an area like what you saw there. But in this situation, like on this level, it's not going to be the most useful. But that one was decent, but the other one up there. As we see the characters, I'll try to give them a brief little introduction, describe a little bit about what they do. And yeah, so what is your guys' experience with Peggle while we're getting through this level here?
Oh, I am a massive Peggle enjoyer. Every day on my way to work, I would play Peggle on my phone, like, and my favorite is definitely either the rabbit or the dragon, especially in the later levels.
Oh,
but yeah, it's so satisfying hearing, like, especially the slide.
Yeah.
You know, when you get a
Oh, yeah.
slide?
Yeah.
That is so satisfying.
It's so satisfying.
Yeah.
It's like, you know those like hot knife cutting videos?
Yes! It's so like that.
We will be seeing quite a few slides in this run. There's actually something that I could bring up here is that there are quite a few levels that we have strategies on. The Peggle community has invented strategies to get perfectly replicable slides and other sorts of good shots.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The physics in this game are purely deterministic, although on levels with moving pegs, it's not quite easy to get reliably the same shot every time. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can make it through here without losing this level. The physics being deterministic means that once a strategy is discovered, we can then even innovate further on it and kind of find follow-up strats, things like that. So I'm just going to be careful that I don't.
Ooh, we're so fine.
You're good.
Oh,
Free ball.
okay.
Oh, my heart stopped.
Yeah. So luckily we were fine there.
Ooh, that was scary.
Okay.
Yeah. I am learning a lot about Peggle physics
Yeah.
watching this right now.
Yeah. It is, with levels that have moving pegs, it's not quite so easy to get replicable shots because the moving pegs are very hard to get the same timing on. Fun fact, part of the reason that is because this game actually runs at 100 frames per second, which is a very random number. A lot of the old PopCap games run at 100 FPS, I believe. I think it's just because at that point, you know, when these games came out in the early to mid 2000s, it wasn't quite as standardized with a lot of like PC frame rates on games. So it's kind of interesting.
I didn't even realize that there was like Peggle on PC until recently, because I'm always so used to playing this on my phone.
Yeah.
And then when I saw it like on PC, I was like, oh, wait a minute, download.
Yeah, instantaneous download.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people definitely played this game as a kid, especially. I have a few friends of mine who, when I started speedrunning it, they're like, oh, I know this game because I would play it on my grandma's computer when I visited her. Things like that.
That's like the classic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah,
I just
like
want to mention that
another appearance of Cat Tut here.
Oh, meow.
I didn't even realize until you said it. I'm like, wow, yeah, he's
Meow. Meow.
Yeah, a bunch of people from the Peggle community are really showing out right now. They're wishing you good luck.
That's awesome. I'm glad to see it. Yeah, there's I definitely at the end of it I'll do some shout outs, but there's a lot of people in the community who are very, very supportive, and I'm very glad to have them around. And in general, I would say the Peggle community is it's a pretty active one, and lots of different stuff goes on there. Lots of different types of runs that people do. Different, even beyond speedrunning. You know, this game is basically a sort of arcade-inspired game, and so there's a few of us that do score hunting, high score hunting. for world records in that sense and stuff. So it's really neat.
That is really cool. So I'm guessing, like, you know, you come up with a strat, you know, you put it out, people are like, oh, I got to try that out. And
Exactly, yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Love that.
So this is a tough level, and we actually got one of the, if not the best character for it, the dragon here.
Awesome.
We actually had the dragon on the first level, but I'll show why he is so good on this level in just a moment here. As long as I don't mess up this shot. Let's see. So I'm trying to think how I want to do this. Probably like this. Okay.
Ooh.
It could have been better, but it was definitely not.
Very slightly off of that last one.
Yeah,
That was still a great shot.
Yeah.
So I'm over here. I'm going to go down here, time it so that hopefully it bounces over. Okay, didn't really hit too much, but
Okay.
You got robbed. I'm gonna say it.
yeah.
I do love when you hit, like, you hit a bunch of pegs and then you hit the purple one and then get the extra score and then, like,
Yep.
the extra lives.
Yeah.
So
This
satisfying.
is a little bit, I kind of messed up here. Let's see. I should be fine. There we go.
There we go.
I don't even know why I was scared.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a case where I can actually show off what's called a pixel shot. So
Okay.
if I aim at a very specific pixel here, then my second shot should, oh, I messed it up. It's supposed to hit the whole slide there, so I did not get it. However, we are a little bit lucky here because we have another character that we have, this is the first appearance of, Master Who. He basically is an aimbot. So I'm gonna shoot here, he adjusts the aim to get a good shot. It wasn't that great, but also at the end of the day, there's not a lot left on this side. So,
Yeah.
but Master Who is, a lot of times when people start the game, they consider him to be one of the best characters. For speedrunners, he isn't actually considered to be nearly as good. And the reason why is because sometimes his ability can end up messing up strategies that you otherwise would have had. And additionally, he focuses primarily on calculating for score. There's a few different, I don't remember the exact details of how it's calculated, but he tweaks your shot for score. And in a case where you're just looking to complete the level, you're not worried about score, then it doesn't always work for speed.
That
Okay.
makes sense.
Well, yeah, so the next level is fairly straightforward. So if there's anything that you guys have that you want to talk about in the meanwhile.
Oh, man. I mean, it's just, you're just breezing through. This is amazing. I'm excited for this possible slide here.
Yeah, I can't really say too much other than just, you know, if you're in Twitch chat, if you're in the audience, if you're walking by, you know, speedruns.give. We're raising money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital.
Yeah, which is an incredible cause, you know, childhood cancer, all that kind of stuff. It's
Yeah.
deserves a research, you know?
100%. It's gonna go to a great cause.
Yeah.
So here we have Bjorn the Unicorn, who's the classic, kind of the face of the franchise, and is the first character in the game normally. He's not the best on this level. He's actually he's pretty not great on moving pigs in general. So let's see if I can just get this in here. Okay, so I was hoping it would hit more. Okay, we might be able to do this, but this might be our first loss. I will say, this category is one where it's pretty common to have level losses, whereas some other categories, well, at the top level, you pretty much have to not have one. Okay, looks like we're gonna be fine.
Oh.
For a chance at the record, you pretty much have to play flawlessly and quick, which is of course where the difficulty comes from.
Right.
But for myself, I am not a top contender in this run, so we probably will have some losses. And the biggest goal for us, the biggest time save you have, is generally to avoid those losses.
Yeah, there's some hype in the chat about that clutch.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Jimmy here. I believe we saw him once already as well. He has this multi-ball ability that we just saw. We're about to see again. Basically, another ball will pop out. I personally think Jimmy he's a decent character because at the very least, both of his shots, or you know, the extra ball is going down the level at the same time as the other one. So it's not really wasting a lot of time. That's my philosophy on it. But there's lots of things that you think about like that when you start speedrunning this game that are normally not factors. Okay, so this level's going very, very well. Okay.
Yeah, typically in my mind, I always thought like a speed run you know, you want to be as precise as possible, have things that you can replicate every single time.
Yeah.
But for a game like this where it's like there's a lot of conditions, it definitely brings up the excitement for me because it's like, I don't know what's going to happen every time, so I got to watch every time you do
this
it.
is so satisfying.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So that's one of our strategies where 100% of the time we can make sure that we get that slide there. And then that one is not any special side. So this side now is the follow-up. So this one will also, it's not quite as satisfying, but it gets into this little divot here.
Ooh. Okay, that was good. That was good. That was good.
We got Bjorn again. Bjorn is not the best for this level, but it's not the worst either. Yeah, as I was saying before, the worst master most people consider to be Cat Tut, but then the other one is Claude the Lobster. I believe we saw once.
Yeah, we did see one time.
Yeah, we saw Claude, but I love Claude. If nothing more than like, he just has like good vibes, good energy. I don't know. like you know how like some people really just like headcanon characters as like people of color. Like Claude is like black for sure. and I do rock with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So this level has a really satisfying
Ooh.
opening shot with 3 taps on the right side, which I can explain what that means in a second. You get this every time.
Oh, yeah.
That was good.
And we're
The
about
last one not being got like gets me a little bit, but I mean that was like such a nice shot.
Yeah.
Okay, that one as well is a guaranteed one, and now we kind of just play the rest of the level normally. So yeah, there's a few different types of strategies that we have come up with in the Peggle community. The one that I tend to use the most of is called, we just call them tap strats, and that's basically where by using specific points on the screen, most often the edges of the screen, that's how you replicate the shots. You use taps on the keyboard or the mouse wheel using the scroll wheel, and you can make small adjustments that can lead to some pretty good replicable shots. So I think we have one coming up, not the next level, but the level after that on 3-5. We have a...
I didn't realize we were already in 3. Like, this is going by.
Yeah, it's going real quick.
Yeah, for anyone who's like at MomoCon right now, just like, you know, walking by or anything, like this is like just like a sleeper, like high octane game.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't think like Peggle is like, has that sauce, but no, it like absolutely has that sauce.
Yeah.
One thing I like about it too is that it is, as Ash was saying, there's a lot of RNG. The placement of the orange pegs and the green pegs differs every time you play the game. But it's interesting because a lot of people kind of see that and they say like, oh, well then you just need to get a good generation and then you'll get the world record. But in our, the community's experience, if anything, because it's different every time, it really comes down to just kind of your core Peggle abilities, how consistently you're able to get good times. And so like there's never been a case of someone just randomly getting such good generation that they were in, they got a record when they wouldn't have otherwise. Okay, so this level here, there's this big slide on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We do 9 taps on the keyboard. This one here, if we don't get it, that's fine. The second one is the same exact shot, and every single time it gets the big slide.
Yeah.
So
tubular.
Yeah, Jimmy Lightning saying tubular there. By the way, we've not seen a single appearance of the rabbit Warren. So let's see. I'm trying to think. We also have not seen Renfield or Tula, so we're missing a couple masters from our repertoire.
Yeah, like the sunflower.
Yeah. There are 55 levels split into 11 sections. So we're on the 3rd section, about to be finishing that up. And so we're about, a little over a quarter of the way through the game, I guess. And let's see. So yeah, I would say the first 3 sets of levels. So after this, we'll be done with that. They are the easiest for sure. And then there's a pretty big spike in difficulty, honestly, after this point. So
yeah.
And there we go. Let's see. So we're on to the Splork levels. So I do have a couple openers on this level here. Because we're not allowed to reset, this is a situation where I might want to reset if I was allowed to, because there's not a lot of oranges on this first opening strategy that I use here. But we're not allowed to, for one. But the other thing is that there is upside to this in that most of the oranges are clustered up here in a way that we should hopefully be able to take advantage of. So let's see if that ends up being the case here.
There was a little bump, but like I still like made that loop. That was like still like so goated.
Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of clear out a gap here. Okay, nice, hit that one. And then we're just gonna try to get this in here. So whose ability, we've seen who I think a couple times now. We are going to, I actually generally like to wait a little bit before I activate his second one at the very least, because when the multiplier is higher, which you can see on the right side here, the multiplier is based off of how many oranges you have left. And because of the fact that there weren't as many left there, every point you get is multiplied, or every peg you get, the score is multiplied. And what that ends up doing is making it easier to, to get the bar on the left side filled up. And that is how you get free balls and generally avoid losing levels as much. Okay,
Nice.
This is a little tricky. Okay.
Got it.
Okay, so I also have a strat for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 taps back from the right side gives you that, and then you follow it with 7 taps. So you just do 1 tap back in that direction, and it will clear out this whole slide up top
Wow.
here. And
I'm
yeah,
gonna have to remember this for my Peggle speed runs.
okay, there's also a strat here. This one is I'm just doing to set that up for later.
This is so satisfying.
Yeah, this level's pretty tricky, and Claude is probably going to be fairly useless on it. So, well, we'll see if we can get some use. Okay, we got a hit there.
That's a little use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to wait, and then... okay.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
oh,
okay.
Okay.
See?
He's getting some stuff for us. And because this is a relatively tough level, I'm going to... Sometimes for speed, you actually just want to not use his flippers and just let the shots die. In this case, I'm going to do that here, in fact. But because before that point, it was still looking a little iffy, I was actually trying to use it for a good bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 taps will get this circle fully there.
Wow.
Wow.
That was good.
I knew what you were doing. I just didn't expect it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So this level is also pretty tough. This is our first appearance of Renfield the Pumpkin. Renfield's ability is, well, it might be useful here. When you hit a green peg, once it falls to the bottom, it does a second pass through the level. So it's called the Spooky Ball ability. Okay, and it's decent. It's interesting. You wouldn't expect it in a game series like Peggle, but between the entries in the game, between this game and the direct sequel to it called Peggle Knights, a couple of the characters actually were nerfed, or really just mainly Renfield. Renfield had a nerf between the entries of the series. He's much better in this game, luckily, than he is in Peggle Knights. Okay, let's see.
How long have you been speedrunning Peggle?
So I've been speedrunning Peggle since, let's see if I can get this here, since early 2022. I was very lucky there.
Yeah, so this is like year 3?
This is, yeah, so I'm about a little, I think it was probably around February or March of 2023. So about a little over 3 years now that I've been speedrunning this. And actually, yeah, I can, one thing that I always like to bring up in these sorts of marathon runs is that a big reason that I got into, pretty much the only reason that I got into speedrunning this game is because of the YouTuber and streamer Doug, who I really like all of what Doug does, and yeah, big shout out to him. Okay, this is a tough level. I think we're gonna go for this and just hope for the best with who's shot here.
I'm seeing in love in chat. I'm seeing some love in chat about 3 years for Peggle, so that's absolutely huge.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So with the Zen bird, right? Like, does it matter when you shoot it? Because since everything is moving, is it also calculating for when it's being shot, also like what is around it?
Yeah, so it does matter, which is why in this case I was trying to get it to go for that purple. He didn't want to, and we shouldn't actually need it, luckily, but yeah, that is a big part of it. Okay, that was
Whoa.
unexpected. That was good.
Nice.
Cannot believe that worked.
Yeah.
Okay, so we still have yet to see Tula the Sunflower or Warren the Rabbit. And we're about to be on to the 5th set of levels here. We have Bjorn again. This is also not a great level for Bjorn. So Bjorn is, even though he's kind of the most basic Peggle master, he just increases the aiming line. He's not terrible. I would say he's a little boring in my opinion, but he can be useful. So here, let's see if I can find a use for him.
You know, he's boring, but he gets the job done.
Yeah. So like in this situation, I can make sure that I hit both of those oranges with the same shot. Or, for instance, I can come over here and I'll take a second to line this up here, where it gets a little vertical slide. So he has his uses.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
okay, nice. It's always satisfying when you get the shots that fill up the meter multiple times. Oh,
Yes. Oh,
and into
that
the
was
100K
so
bucket.
good.
Yeah.
We need to put like this video right now over like TikTok stories.
Yes.
like
Yeah.
the AI voices for you. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
am I the bad person in this situation?
Yeah. Okay, so we also have strats that can clear out most of the slides on this level.
Oh, nice.
That's a big thing here because it makes it a lot easier to access the rest of the level.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I decided to let the shot go because just for speed reasons, I was like, I don't. But the kind of the downside is I'm not sure if I'm gonna have enough balls at this point to beat the level. But here's what we're gonna do: is we're gonna
I believe. I
Yeah.
believe.
I'm gonna try to at least get a free ball. So now we have a free ball. Now I'm just gonna let the shot go. Okay. There's lots of little optimizations like that it kind of takes time to get used to thinking about, right? Like I can get more value out of Claude, but is it necessary in this situation? Well, in this situation, we don't have the best situation overall because these are buried here. But let's see if I can make something happen.
I believe.
Ooh, yeah. I see what you're talking about there.
Okay, now we're good. So there we go.
Yep.
There we
Yep. That's how we do it.
Yeah. I was going to say, have you perfected being able to aim for this ball save
Yeah,
when you need it?
I would not say I perfected that, but it is something that is considered and at a high level can make quite a big difference. So I realized I messed up my opening shot here. I had to hit the fish to move it back to clear for this shot. This is not the best situation. Let's see. Mainly, this green here is not very useful with Splork's ability. This one is all right.
I'm seeing a chat message that says that you're being very modest. You're actually very good at free balling.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate
I don't know
that.
what it is. I believe Twitch chat. This is
So
Twitch chat knows.
yeah.
They know.
So free balling is basically just that. So I'll show you an example. I'm gonna time it in a way where I get into the bucket there, and that's kind of what you have to do when, at a certain point, if you run out of balls, you don't have a lot left. You kind of have to think, how can I make it through the level with only the 1 or 2 that I have left? Ooh, that's not good. Okay.
Ooh.
No,
Are you kidding me?
There
Are
we
you
go.
kidding me?
So that's a little lucky that I was able to get that. But
I wouldn't call that luck. I'd call
That
all
was skill.
What?
That was so clutch. Wow.
eventually, you start to get used to lining up angles like that. Okay. And yeah, so free balling is definitely a thing that in this category for random master only, lots of time ends up becoming a make or break factor because if you get down to it, if you don't get a good Peggle master, you get Cat Tut or Claude on a level where they're not going to do anything for you, you might end up having to just scrounge around for extra shots to be able to make it through. And that's a big part of why this run is, I think, pretty interesting. Is that it's a very it is one of the more difficult categories in the game because there are categories with each of the individual characters. So like you might say like, oh well, the Cat Tut category, since Cat Tut is generally the worst character, that's got to be harder because at least in this one you're getting good characters some of the time, but at the same time you're not able to predict a lot of stuff as much, and so you have to be a lot more able to adapt on the fly in this run. So here's another strategy on this level where first we get this slide, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. this shot should
No way.
get that.
Wow.
Yeah. It's so fun too because those shots they look really impressive, and they are visually impressive, but they, again, because it's deterministic, they're actually quite easy to get. So it's
Yeah, see, you don't see me as a monkey ball runner saying tossing rats are easy. But they still take a bit of skill, and they do look pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing. I've heard them compared before.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been talking about a lot of love in chat, but I'm seeing some hate
meow.
for you saying stop being modest.
Meow, I like yarn, by the way. If we can get some meow, I like yarns in the
Meow?
chat.
Yeah, I'm seeing in chat that you've apparently grinded a bunch of like IL scores.
Yes, as far as the scores go, there's about 3 or 4 of us in the speedrunning community that also do a lot of the score grinding. Narcolepsy, he does a lot of score grinding for this game. A runner named Britshaw, they do a lot of score grinding for Peggle Knights especially, and then Any George as well. Quite a few runners who do a lot of score grinding. I think I have scores at least on the leaderboards for every level in this game except for like 2 or 3 that I just haven't bothered to go and try to play. Okay, so this is a tough situation here. This is not the easiest level. So this is where I'm gonna have to end up freeballing a bit. So
That part at the top is concerning me.
yeah, so we're gonna see if I can make this through. I'm gonna take a bit of a risky play here. Not the best. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna see if I can survive. If not, we might have our first loss here.
Okay.
I trust you with my life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually clear an extra one here. Ooh, I kind of
Ooh,
twitched
good
at the last
job.
second. Specifically, I cleared that one so I can make room for that, and we're good to go. There we
Look
go.
at that. Look, did you even doubt for a
Didn't
second?
even break a sweat. See,
No.
Okay.
I think that is worth a clap from the audience or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That,
Claps in
that
the
was crazy
chat.
impressive.
Thank you. Okay, we still have not seen the Magic Hat Rabbit, by the way. So, which is he's not the worst character. I wouldn't mind seeing him over some of these other ones. So, but we're making it through. We are about halfway through now.
Wow.
I cannot believe it's been about 30 minutes. What the heck?
Yeah. I will say that the levels right now are not too bad difficulty-wise. They take a big spike probably around I would say 7-3.
Yeah.
And then from there on out, they pretty much don't stop. So even though we've had no losses now, we've managed to have a few clutches, but there's going to be some tough moments coming up. Okay, let's see here.
I'm seeing a comment here that's saying you're getting some lower than average masters. Is that true?
I would say so. We haven't had a single appearance of Tula the Sunflower, who I consider to be the best one. We've had a few of Cinderbottom the Dragon, and he is generally, most other people consider him the best. So we haven't had terrible luck, I'd say, but we also have not had great luck.
Oh, this level.
Yeah, this is a classic one. So this shot here, this is a tap strat. It's not particularly visually impressive, I would say, but especially if you get the spooky ball, it can do some damage to the level.
Ooh.
So let's see here.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you hit both the greens. Okay.
Yeah, so we had 3 different passes through the level all in one shot there. Okay. Yeah, this should be pretty good, though. This level's not too bad. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I guess if there's anything that you guys want to talk about the marathon overall or anything like that, because I know we're just starting. This is the first run of everything. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, this is the first run. We're gonna be here all weekend. There's a schedule. If you're watching on Twitch, you can do !schedule. It's also on Ferraro. You can also go to speedrun.gives to donate to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. If you're in person, same thing. You can go to speedrun.gives, or I'm pretty sure the schedule's on that TV over there.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna be here all weekend.
All weekend. We get to hang out, go to the show, you know,
for sure.
check out some of the vendors.
Yeah, and for some of us here, this is the show.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're having a great time.
Yeah. It's
Also
awesome.
another meow I like yarn moment.
Meow, I like yarn.
Let's see. 2, 3, 4, This strategy is not going to work great with Cat Tut, I don't think, but let's see here. Yeah, so that would have been a free ball with the timing I used. That's another thing. A lot of these strategies that we use we have set timings in our document. We have a whole notation in our documents. There's multiple documents that people have constructed with different strategies. It's actually pretty intense how into the nitty gritty a lot of the top runners have gone. Okay, let's see here.
I've never seen that sheet. I don't think I ever want to. The way every Peggle runner talks about it just terrifies me.
Yeah, for me, I have a very outdated method of playing for the most part. A lot of the strategies that I use are the tap strats that I've described a couple times and shown off a couple times, but those are nowadays not really the meta. Nowadays, the best shots are the best strategies are generally pixel shots, which I have used one or two. That's pretty lucky green there. But generally, the pixel shots are where instead of doing a tap like what I'm about to do here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 taps. Unlike the tap strats, when you aim for specific pixels, it's harder to line up, but some of them can be pretty ridiculously good. I do use a couple, and I think I used one early in the run, but I might use a couple more. I'm trying to think on the top of my head. I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, I mean, you could just call that player expression. It's still it's still crazy difficult. I just want to put that in perspective for everyone. This is a difficult run. And you've been nailing it.
Yeah, it's been awesome to watch. Also, if somebody wanted to get into Peggle speedrunning, is the community super active? Is it easy to find strats?
Yeah, I would say that it is hold on, let me focus here so I just don't mess that up. Okay, there we go. It is a very active speedrun community. Let's see. So now we have Tula, finally.
Yeah, finally.
5, 6, 7.
Is a PVZ mega fan. This is real happy.
Yeah. Okay, so here, by the way, I'll get back to talking about how to get into speedrun game in a moment, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do have a very cool shot, visually cool shot here. So first off, this shot is just setting it up, but, oh, that almost messed it up. If you do this, it doesn't look like it's going to be much. It's okay, well, it's just going down this side, but then...
No way.
Oh my god.
No way.
And it ends up getting that whole slide. It's very, very satisfying.
And then just to get the one orange one, just for fun.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
So yeah, as far as getting into speedrunning this game, yeah, there's a very active community for it. And especially the main category of this game is of all the series, in fact, is in this game with the any percent category, which is just beating the game on a new save file. And I believe that category has over 500 submitted runs.
Wow.
What?
It's a decently popular one. Okay, Renfield's not bad on this level. So we're now into the Tula. These are originally the Tula levels, of course, the Random Master. These levels, again, this is, I think, the last level that's not too... Or sorry, the level after this is kind of the last point where the game is we're just going to give you a nice, easy level. And on the next level, we also have a fan favorite, community favorite, headcanon named character. So on the next level, there's going to be a character named Huey. And when we get to the next level, I want everyone to say, "Hi, Huey." So I'll tell you when. This level's looking good here, so we should be there in just a moment here.
I'm seeing a couple of things in chat. First thing, on the thing you just said, is apparently it's now 564 runs.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
It is so much.
Yeah.
But also, I'm seeing this quite the paragraph about Cat Tut.
Yeah,
Pretend I'm reading it out, but I'm not going to read it out.
Yeah, it says last-minute reprieves and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah. I don't remember the whole
Lots
copy pasta.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. So we have Huey the Caterpillar. Hi, Huey, everyone.
Hi, Huey.
And there's a whole lot of superstition about how you have to say hi to Huey or you'll have bad luck on the run, that sort of thing, you know. It's funny, actually, a buddy of mine is the one who actually gave him that name. One of my friends who doesn't even play Peggle, but just was watching me one time, was like, I think the caterpillar should be called Huey.
That's a good caterpillar name.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason we kind of, the reason we also have, it's become a thing to say that it's good luck with saying hi to him is because of the fact that this level is the last kind of easy one before you really get into a lot of the hard ones.
These were easy?
Yeah.
I would say these, so far, there are some hard ones throughout the first half or so of the game, but it's about to start ramping up here.
I'm seeing a lot of high Hueys in the chat, so
Yeah.
Nice.
so hopefully we start getting a lot more of
Yeah.
Mr. Dragon.
Oh,
Okay.
this looks
Meow.
diabolical.
Meow, I like yarn.
Meow, I like yarn.
This is a very tough level, and
I don't think enough people said hi Huey.
Cat
gotta pick it
Tut
up.
here is, oh, we had an interesting little, actually multiple glitches here. That was funny. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually show the replay of that real quick because we have a second. It teleports and then teleports again. That's
Oh.
fun. Yeah, this is a tough level. This is, I would say, the first. This is one of the first really tough levels.
Yeah, because not even knowing if there was an orange in one of those circles that are going by the water, it's like you might think you're finished, but actually not.
Yeah. Let's see. Cat Tut is certainly not my preferred character of choice. It's not going terribly so far. Let's see here. Okay.
I'm locked in.
So locked in.
So locked in.
Okay. Yeah, it's always tough when you have a lot of oranges on these circles. This is doable. It's not the best situation. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah, we're about to be so locked in here for
Yeah.
these last couple.
Okay, so this is a bit of a tough one. Ah, there we go.
Ooh,
I don't even know why you say a tough one.
yeah.
I'm always just a little worried about those. So this is an example of a pixel shot. I'm aiming right at this spot here, and that will give us, it's actually not super precise on this one. It gives us a shot that will clear this whole overarching slide there. And then there is actually a follow-up to this. So let's see, just got a way to get it. 1, 2, 3, 4. A tap strat follow-up. Doesn't look like it's much, but it will wedge itself in here. And then rolls along there as well, so. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I think I lost game audio, by the way. But
Yeah, we're fixing the
okay.
audio here real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, I figured just, but we're
Yeah.
good to go. Okay, let's see. So Bjorn is not the best for this level. Cinderbottom is definitely my preferred character on this level, but again, we don't have that choice. We gotta make do with what we got. Okay, that was not bad.
Yeah, real quickly, I just want to shout out Tech Crew for getting on the game audio case so quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Tech is always the best.
Yeah.
They always got our back.
As a occasional stream techer, I'm happy I'm not doing it here right now. I'm happy I'm on the couch,
Yeah.
especially because Twitch chat wouldn't be able to hear my lovely voice and see
Well,
me
that's
on the
true.
camera. Yeah.
Yeah, and get the good commentary, the good laughs. You know?
Yeah. You know, the vibes strategy, all of that good stuff.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Let's see. We're gonna need some luck here. That's not a good shot.
Like, I've been so locked into the gameplay. Like,
Yeah.
I forgot where I was for a second.
Hmm?
Okay, so we did have our
did we
first.
take our first loss?
Yeah, our first loss on a level, and this is definitely a tough one. So.
Yeah, I don't understand what's happening here. I guess it's like a
Yeah.
car.
Yeah, it's like
Forgive me for saying Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah.
It's like,
It does look like that.
yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
So is the hardest part the moving pegs on the bottom?
With this one, that's part of it, but it's also the fact that you just have a lot buried away between the layers, below layers. So this is a really good start, though. This should set us up. We have 12 balls right now, 11 once this one's in the air, but we have way more balls than we even have oranges left at this point. So this is a much better start. Sometimes, again, with random master only, we're not allowed to reset levels. If this were any other category, I might have just reset for a better master, better generation. But that's the whole challenge of this.
Yeah. We gotta make it difficult on ourselves for fun.
Yeah, for fun.
Or whatever.
I mean, how else are you going to get better?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Seems like audio's back. Thank you, Tech, for that.
Yay, thanks, Tech.
Can the crowd pretty please get a very loud thank you, Tech, so everyone can hear it nicely?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So this time we are totally fine here. In fact, we have so many extra balls that it doesn't really matter if I free ball or not or anything like that. Oh, or even if I miss one like that.
Also, I haven't looked back in a bit. We actually have, we're starting to get like a real crowd because we're
I did not realize we had people back here. Yeah. Hey, what's up,
Happy to see you guys.
Again, I just want to mention, this is Momentum here at MomoCon. We are live all weekend with tons of speedrunning. Schedules over there, or you can go to hararo.org to see all.
Yeah, so much good stuff.
In the Twitch chat, there's a exclamation schedule command. We're on twitch.tv/SpeedGaming.
Yeah. And we're hanging out. We're also taking donations for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So yeah, make sure to check that out.
1000%. Like we're here for a great time. And also, sometimes I forget that we're like watching PoetryStud just like absolutely like decimate this game.
Yeah.
And like I look back to the screen and it's like almost done.
Yeah. This has been so satisfying. Like I want to get into speedrunning Peggle now.
Yeah, this is it's a very, I would say it's a game where you can really, if you lock in, it can be very like meditative almost.
Oh yeah.
And actually that's something that the developers definitely knew too, because they call they have a lot of references to being Zen.
Yeah.
Fun little fact about that as we get in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I gotta remember if I gotta see if I remember this level and all the strategies I have. I have a whole set of them. So
this one's a little creepy, I gotta say.
Yeah.
It is actually, and it is a. Ooh, okay, I messed something up there, and unfortunately no reset, so we gotta live with it.
One reset for the love of the game.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Ooh, nice.
Also, I don't know if it's just me, but this master reminds me, you know, like the cat that's like tinted green, like Glorp?
Yeah.
It reminds me of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I think that one's, it's meant to be, that I love that meme too. It's meant to be like an alien cat, and Splork is an alien, so.
Whoa.
So, actually, yeah.
Maybe the people making memes are onto something, I'm not sure.
Probably.
Okay, so there we go. Let's see. We still have not had a single appearance of Warren the Rabbit, by the way. I don't think, unless I missed it when I was...
no, I don't think so.
Yeah, which is very wild because we are like 75% of the way through the game at this point.
Wow.
Or getting towards it, yeah.
And you said you were going to donate for every time he shows up?
Yeah, so I feel bad. I'm like...
Yeah, all I'm saying is the game may not like Shirley Day. The game may not want to cooperate. Like you with Twitch chat, I'm saying you can cooperate. You can donate the $5 for every time you've seen Claude or whatever.
Yeah. Or every time we had to meow.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Maybe donate with meows. Who knows?
Oh, who knows?
Who knows?
Those are good.
The opportunities are endless.
Yeah. I want to read some meows out.
So let's see here.
I'm seeing the one Claude lover I know in the entire universe rising up for Claude right now. So.
That's funny. There's a Claude. The reason so I mentioned earlier how the streamer Doug is the reason I got into Peggle speedrunning, or Peggle at all. I never played it before that. But more specifically, it was around the time that he was feuding with a few of his community members over the Claude % world records in this game and in Peggle Nights. And, oh, meow, I like yarn.
Meow.
Chat, you know what to do, speedruns.give.
Yep.
Yep.
And what was I saying? Yeah, so Doug at the time had been working on battling for the Claude % record, specifically in Peggle Nights, the sequel game to this game. And the first thing I ever did that really got me hooked on Peggle speedrunning was out of nowhere, I didn't have any like world records or anything. I came by and I took the Claude % world record. Not actually, Doug didn't have it at the time, but he was working on getting it back. and I took it, and that was my claim to fame at the time. So
Wow.
nowadays I have I think 0 world records. So
I would not be able to tell by watching that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
for
be so real.
I have again a bit of an antiquated way of playing the game when it comes to the very top runs. I did want to mention at one point as well that, speaking of, this is a tough level, by the way, we're probably going to lose, but we're going to give it our best shot here.
Oh, I get a best shot. It's like,
Yeah. That was good. Punny.
Okay, there we go. Unfortunately, that is a loss. But yeah, this is
I blinked for like a minute and a half. Can you explain what's going on?
yeah. It's a tough one. Just lots of moving pegs. That's always the big thing with this game.
Yeah. And the ones hidden at the bottom, I could see that could be a pain point.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Where do we want to go? I think I'm going to go
Especially in that interior circle.
Yeah. Renfield could be useful here. Let's see if Renfield... Okay, we at least got a ball back from that, so
awesome.
that was pretty good value
That
from
was
Renfield,
good.
yeah. But yeah, I did want to mention that currently, so the world record for the most competitive category in this game, the any percent record, for about since late, when would it have been? Last September, I believe, maybe it was August, it was taken by a speedrunner named Jay Nano, and he took the record and then has been holding it. But just this month, or last month, I believe, then finally he had his record taken. So there's actually, and then he took it back, and then the other person, Whale11 is the other runner's name, has taken it back. And there's been a bit of a battle recently, so it's a good time to start following along with the records if you're into seeing those sort of battles play out. Okay, so this is interesting. I actually have a shot for this side that has 15 taps, and unfortunately, it's not going to work because of Bjorn. Bjorn's ability has a weird little quirk where it actually slightly modifies how much a mouse or keyboard tap actually adjusts the aim by. So my reliance on tap strats means I can't rely on that strategy here. Luckily, it's going pretty well in this level. There's a lot of little quirks like that where you kind of have to, again, adapt on the fly. So let's see here.
I'm gonna be so for real. I had no idea how to even like approach this level, and you're just like decimating it. I like.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it's like almost completely open. We're like one off at this point. Like.
Yeah, a big thing on that. Was nice to get that one there. Save me a shot.
That was good.
The big thing on this one is trying to just make sure you get horizontal bouncing, and that's kind of the case on a lot of levels, but especially on that one. Okay, let's see if I remember the shots on this level. I always seem to forget this one. So yeah, I've been doing all my shots here based from memory, and I could have brought all my openers here. I have a document, but I just forgot to bring it. So luckily, I have most of them memorized, most of the important ones, and half the time you don't get a chance to use them anyways because of the random masters. So not a huge deal in this case.
Wow. Imagine memorizing everything for this.
I like have to memorize monkey ball paw strats, and I could not imagine doing that.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
And like a lot of these have like setups too. And,
Yeah.
Like, what?
Okay, so this is the first time I think I've actually been able to use this strategy with Cinderbottom. This time I'm not going to, but Cinderbottom is great, and he pretty much saved our attempt at this level here, so that's good.
That was great.
How did you freeball that?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just lucky.
Just don't blink. Just don't blink. Gotta watch.
Chat, you heard it here first. Just don't blink.
Just don't blink.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see if I can... Oh.
Oh, yeah. I believed, and then it didn't happen.
Okay.
I've been right way more times than I've been wrong.
So this is a fun strat here. This green might mess it up, actually. Let's see. The first shot is no taps at all. You just do it when the bucket is about here from left to right. Looks like the green might mess it up. We'll still do the second one. But the first shot generally clears out a bunch of the stuff here. The second shot should at least do the first part of what we expect it to do, which is it goes in here.
Nice.
It's this whole...
Oh my
oh,
gosh.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Wait, it
And that-
continues? Okay, hold on.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
That was actually just lucky because most of the time it doesn't go that far, but because of the first shot getting the green, it actually adjusted it in a way that just happened to work out well.
Wow.
So, this is a level that is pretty tough with non-Cinderbottom characters. This is a Cinderbottom level in any percent, and it's really meant for him with being able to carve through the different layers with his fireball. But the strategies there make it quite a bit more reasonable, so that's good.
I do want to emphasize, like you said, not Cinderbottom levels, which is such a funny sentence, like out of context.
Yeah. Okay. Another Cinderbottom we got here, which is good. Let's see if I can get this shot right. This one's not too precise.
Do a vanilla level almost.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, okay. So it's supposed to, I was barely off. It's supposed to slide down and get a vertical slide there, but still pretty much got all the normal stuff I would
Yeah.
expect.
Also, I just want to emphasize for everyone watching right now, please follow this guy on Twitch. Like,
Yeah.
this is absurd gameplay.
This is amazing. Is this
Yeah.
mainly what you stream on your channel?
Yeah, I would say I do this, and then I do Souls games like Dark Souls and Elden Ring and everything as well.
Awesome.
I'm not really as good at those. Well, I'm not even that good at this one compared to the top runners nowadays, right? But
I
I don't know.
Stop-
this
stop
is
talking
pretty
yourself down.
impressive.
you know what? Maybe Twitch I was right. You have to stop being
I don't want to
honest.
sandbag. Yeah. So no, I mean, I would say that I just have a lot of time in this game, so this is probably one of the categories where and our first appearance here
Oh, yeah.
of the round.
We're getting at least 5.
Yeah, at least 5.
At
So
least.
there
Maybe
we
if anyone
go.
in chat wants to match it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So there's War and the Rabbit. I actually may have messed up here. I have a strategy that I should be using. Let's see here.
This level looks tough with all the orange pegs embedded in the squares there.
Yeah, this is a very tough one. And I really should have relied on my strategies. I kind of just tried to just start going at the start there. We're gonna see if I can make it through.
I'm seeing a comment in chat from Satan saying, I got a flight Atlanta and shut you up.
I would say, I mean, I try not to brag, but this run at least has been going pretty well.
Yeah, this has been so
Yeah, again
awesome.
with like the like sub-average masters, like this is like absurd, like
Yeah.
Let's see.
so cool.
Okay, so we're gonna do some free balling here. Even this one, we can barely reach under there. Oh, and I messed that one up. Probably gonna be a loss here. Let's. Okay, yeah, I was hoping it would bounce back to there. That is unfortunate. Let's see if I can remember the actual strategy here. Okay, apparently I don't, because that is not what is supposed to happen. We did have a better master, a slightly better master this time with Master Who. And this is just a pretty tough level. Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing in chat that this is apparently one of the harder ones
Yeah.
in Random Master only.
Yes, yeah, it's you really want like Cinderbottom and Splork. They're pretty good at it, but pretty much every other master is going to be just kind of relying on getting good generation and good lucky shots,
Yeah.
skillful shots too, of course.
How are you
but-
even supposed to get that one on the backside of the left block?
That's what I'm wondering.
So I do have a idea in mind. We're gonna leave. That's why I left this green, and we're gonna see if Master Who here can get it for us.
Whoa, okay.
Clean.
So that's sort of a
This guy's so smart, chat.
Yeah.
Like,
that's sort of a strategic decision there. Beyond good shots, right? There's a lot of strategy especially in a run like this, where we left Who's ability to that point because I knew he could probably line something up where I might not be able to. Okay, that's a decent start on this level. This is a very weird level, in my opinion. It's just everything is very centered or focused in the center of the level. There's nothing on the sides at all. It's a very visually distinct level. It's not a bad level. Just I was holding the arrow key. It's a somewhat tough one in this situation with Claude at least, but let's see. Trying to think how I want to tackle this. Might be able to get you some use out of Claude here.
I'm seeing some love in the chat for Claude.
Yeah.
Okay, please go in there. Thank you, game. there's a great moment from a previous world record set by Panaha, a Finnish speedrunner of this game, who for a long time was the undisputed GOAT of this game. And Panaha, in one of his world records, as he was entering the last stage of the game, he basically had he had a bad sort of shot happen, and he basically said screw you game or something like that. And then he caught himself and he basically said, you know what, I can't blame the game. It's all down to me and the skill I bring to the table. He said it more succinctly than me, but and I always like to think about that. It's a very good thing to keep in mind in a game like this. Even though it does seem like there's a lot of luck, it is down to your shots and your skill and strategy in the end. And then he went on to set a record in that run, so it was even better.
Wow, that's a great story.
Yeah.
Were you trying to get that one orange at
yeah,
a
little bit of a greedy moment there, but this level is tough enough to get to these buried ones where I was trying to get any value I could from Claude.
Yeah, those ones deep in the middle. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing some comments in chat about that, about hashtag inspiration.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
This feels like a good level for the sunflower.
Yeah, she's pretty good at this one, I would say. Okay, that's lucky. At least we're gonna. So now I'm gonna try to wedge this in here.
Ooh.
I cannot imagine this on 3, but I trust you with my life, so
Yeah.
we're taking this ride together.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
hell?
That
No
was
way.
clean.
That was pretty good there.
Nice.
Okay, I'm a little worried about accidentally hitting that blue. Okay, we actually both that. I don't think I've ever seen that angle work like
Wow.
that. Okay.
Wow.
Didn't even break a sweat.
No,
Like,
not even for a
that's
second.
so impressive.
So we have 10 levels left, 2 sets. We have 10th stage and 11th stage. And this is where it gets real. This is where there's a lot of the most difficult levels, including this one. Right away, you can see a lot of stuff blocked off here, moving pegs, a lot of buried away pegs. And unfortunately, Bjorn is not the best master for it. But we are going to give it our best shot.
Have you considered that Bjorn's trying his best?
Okay, there's it is funny because Bjorn is the kind of most basic of the Peggle masters. There is a lot of people who joke and say that, you know, like Giga Bjorn is the best character, you know, and there's even like art of that. Giga Bjorn, but yeah. Okay, this level's going just fine.
I was gonna say, seemed like Bjorn's doing just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going just all right here.
Maybe we don't need all this Bjorn hay. Maybe
For real.
maybe if we wanted to, you know, donate a little bit, we can read out some of your favorite characters.
Yeah, I'd love that. I'd love that.
Okay, here we go.
We did get a $15 donation earlier from Agent Topanga Lawrence, so thank you for that.
Thank you for
Yeah, that one didn't have a comment, did it?
No.
Yeah, you donating right now and help with you opening the tabs, typing in speedrun.gives right at the bottom of the screen right there. I see it.
Yeah.
I see you type in a comment, so if you want us to read it. What is happening?
Yeah, so this is a very fun level if it works out right. If it doesn't, it could be a bit of a pain, but and I kind of messed it up there, but it has these concentric circles, I guess you would say. And if you can, let's see if you can sneak it in there.
Ooh.
You can get not as satisfying because it didn't hit them all at once in a row, but still very good here, as you can see.
Still good. Still good.
The fact that it like left those 2 specific oranges is like
that one
it's like
too.
sending me.
Yeah.
Okay, but we do have enough oranges, so it's always good when you're speedrunning this game, especially if I would say especially for beginners, but it's more of a conscious thing when you're starting out. But once you start to play a lot, you start to kind of subconsciously keep track of how many balls do I have left and how many oranges are there left.
I don't think the amount of balls you have left matters if you're gonna free ball everything.
Yeah.
True, but it's definitely better if you don't have to, right? Because that definitely can slow things down. So yeah. Okay.
That one save, man, that was like clean.
Splork again. This
looks difficult.
This one's difficult. So there's this big bar here that blocks off this right third or fourth of the level. And then these portals will take the ball through there. Generally, it's not the worst level, but it can be a little tough.
I didn't realize portals were in like the base game for
Mhm.
Deluxe.
Yeah.
Because I only know that the portals exist because of Extreme.
Extreme, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Peggle Extreme it was technically the second in the series, second Peggle game in the series between this game and Knights, and it is a spin-off featuring Valve-themed artwork. So Team Fortress 2 and Half-Life 2 and Portal. So it's a 10 level long game. It's free on Steam, I believe. And if you're looking to get into Peggle, it's actually a pretty nice little way to get into it, I would say.
You were also telling me that there was Peggle in World of Warcraft earlier.
Yeah, so Peggle World of Warcraft edition is a thing. For us speedrunners, we use a standalone version of it. Okay, hold on. I think this will hit. Yeah.
Nice.
There's a standalone World of Warcraft themed expansion or a standalone spin-off game.
Oh, meow.
Meow, I Like Yarn, another one. And but even within World of Warcraft, I believe back in like 2008, they added an add-on that you could get where you could play a version of Peggle inside of World of Warcraft. So I know lots of people would, like, while they would be doing something where I've never played World of Warcraft myself, but when you're like auto-traveling or something like that, people would just play Peggle inside of World of Warcraft, and a lot of people know the game because of that. So
I didn't even know that was like a possibility
Yeah.
of like how people get introduced to Peggle.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like, I'm on my grandma's computer.
Yeah.
I'm like bored, like spending the day
Yeah.
at her house, and like her
Yeah.
like Dell Optiplex from like in 1996
Yeah.
would, like run Peggle. So that's how I got Steam.
There's quite a few people I've talked to who have said that their introduction to Peggle was the World of Warcraft edition plugin. So yeah, kind of random, but a little fun little tidbit of lore, I guess. Okay, this level's pretty tough. We're looking all right on it. Let's see if we can hopefully get some better stuff going here. I will also say the level after this is generally considered to be the hardest in the game. So we have 6 levels left after this, and the 6th to last is the last one before you go into the master levels. Is generally considered to be the most difficult.
I saw the vision there, and
Yeah.
I'm so sad it didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. This should hit.
Nice.
All right, so the last level before we get to the last set is going to be here, and it's called Zen Frog.
Oh, this one.
yeah.
This
I
one
love this one.
Yeah.
It is brutally difficult. Jimmy Lightning, we have a lot of Jimmy this run, and he's not the best character at it. We're going to hope for the best.
Chat, push one if you believe.
This level, I mean, you can probably see why it's so difficult. Just lots of moving pegs that
Yeah.
also can just have ones that are buried away. It's hard to really predict where the shots are going to go. So you kind of have to just pray, hope for the best, be zen. And that actually is one of the things that, I mean, it's called Zen Frog. At one point, about a year or so ago, or 2 years ago at this point, we actually got in touch with the original programmer of Peggle, a guy named Brian, and we asked him about like what basically what was he thinking with this, and he's like, I don't know, you just be zen, and just yeah, and as a little kind of addendum to that fun story. Quite a few of us community members made a fan game a little while ago, released it a little bit, when was it, late last year, I believe. And we actually got that original developer to make a level for it. And okay, so there we go. And he made the level just spell out with pegs, and it said "Be Zen."
Wow.
So that's kind of goes full circle. It's fun.
That is
I think
cool.
I think speedrunning a game and then like knowing a developer is like such a transcendent experience because
Yeah.
eventually get them on commentary and it's like,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
did you do this? This sucks. This makes the run suck.
Yeah.
How did you make this? And you're like, I don't know. I thought it was funny.
Yeah. Imagine telling the dev, like, why? We got problems here. You kill my run every time right here.
Yeah, this is a run killer, and it's about an hour in. In fact, actually, what time are we at currently? Just so I know.
We're at about 106.
106. Okay.
We're making good pace.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
That should hopefully put us on pace. I know we had some stuff that delayed the start of the marathon, so I'm trying to make sure I put in my best performance. Don't delay us any further.
Oh, you've been doing so great. This has been a joy to watch.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so this is also a tough one, unfortunately. Let's see. Might get something here. Okay, yeah. So we really want to hopefully see a better master here. This is one where we really are kind of at the mercy of the game to some extent.
What would you say is the best master for this level?
Oh, that's honestly a tough question. I would say probably either Cinderbottom or maybe Master Who.
Yeah.
I don't think most people would agree with me on Master Who. Most people would say Cinderbottom.
I mean, I get the logic though, right?
Yeah.
Because you would expect that the auto aim would help.
Just like
Yeah.
all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because to my untrained brain, I was thinking like maybe like Cinderbottom, because you can just like wait till
Blast
like a bunch
through.
of them are like lined up and just go. Psh.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that is, I think, generally the best strategy. It's one that I'm not the best at performing on. Okay, let's see here. So we're hoping for some good bounces here.
I'm seeing a comment that says Claude is a pick for 4.
Oh, yeah.
On this, actually.
Claude is actually can be pretty ridiculously good as well. Oh no, that is not good. Oh, okay, we're having some difficulties here, but again, that's kind of to be expected. So
Yeah. That's okay.
Again,
It's
this
going
is such
quick.
a difficult run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes by quick.
Yeah, let's see here. So, yeah, Claude is actually interesting. He is, because you can basically get the ball stuck on the sides and just kind of keep it going infinitely. It's not that quick of a strategy, but it can work.
I mean, yeah, even if it's like a 10-minute level, it's faster than like 3 attempts per
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, potentially it can be. Okay. This is going all right.
Also, we have not even mentioned it yet, but I love the soundtrack of this game.
You know,
Yeah.
it is really
Yeah.
good.
We've been listening to it this entire time, and no one said anything.
Yeah. You kind of like just, it's like there.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know.
It's like the funkiest elevator music I've ever heard.
Yeah, that is a good way of describing it.
It's like.
Okay, let's see if we can get something going here. This has been pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Actually, now that you mention that, I can kind of remember when I used to play this a lot, like on my way to work, and just have the music kind of stuck in my head for the
Yeah.
rest of the day.
Yeah. Okay, we have another Magic Hat appearance, another Warren the Rabbit appearance.
Oh, all right, all right. $5 more.
We'll see.
Another few
how-
dollars maybe from Twitch Chat as well.
Yeah.
I really hope he'll be good to us here as well.
Twitch chat, be cute and donate.
Pretty please.
Pretty please.
Please. Speedrun.gives.
Yeah.
Or, I'm pretty sure in Twitch Chat there's an exclamation donate. I could be
Ooh.
wrong, but who knows? Maybe try
Yeah.
it. Maybe type in your browser speedrun.gives.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Good idea.
Few dollar dues. Oh yeah, chat fluttered with exclamation donate.
Nice. Thank you, chat. We could always count on you.
Thank you. Oh,
Oof.
that's unfortunate. So he gave us Bjorn's ability.
Oh.
Warren the Rabbit has a 1 in 4 chance of just giving you a different master's ability. And he gave us one that's not the best. Although I will say I'm going to use it as best as I can here. So I'm going to try
I see the vision.
Yeah.
with that.
Yep.
That was good. That was good.
Oh, this is a rough one, though. Okay. Ooh, let's see.
I don't understand how you can freeball that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be doable.
Okay.
These are free ballable at the bottom, I would say, but not very consistently.
Ooh.
Uh-oh, that's really bad too. Oh yeah. Okay, let's see.
Oh.
Let's see.
Okay.
Okay.
Chat, I'm scared. Chat, I'm scared.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. Clap it up.
Finally.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That was good.
You can't really see it from the camera, but there's an audience, and they're clapping.
And this is now onto the master levels stage, which normally is where in your in an any percent run, or even in a New Game Plus run. Well, I guess in a New Game Plus run doesn't matter. But in an any percent run, this is where you'd be able to choose your masters. The last 5 levels of the game have no set master. But, of course, for us, it's just the same as the rest of the run. We do not get to choose. So, this level's pretty tough. There are some strategies. I used one there to kind of open it up. Unfortunately, Jimmy kind of messed it up. So, that's not the best start. And, of course, the biggest restriction of this run is that, well, beyond using the random masters, that we're not allowed to reset for a better master or for a better generation. So, we have to just give it our best here. Okay.
If that worked, I was gonna like leave the stage, I think.
This is a bit of a tough one. We're gonna hope for the best here. The problem with this is that we have quite a few buried away, as you can see here.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see what we can do. Okay, 1 ball left. I'll be surprised if I make it through this, but I will try. Okay, yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh, meow, I like yarn.
Meow.
Okay, so luckily, at least, I should be able to do my full strategy here. If I remember it. I should.
Also, thank you so much from Motion Twin for the $25 donation to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for donating. Really appreciate that.
And again, you should be able to add comments to your donations if you want us to read out or anything, or if you have any messages for the runners.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Okay, let's see here. Okay.
Okay. That was pretty good.
This is one of those ones where I'm just trying to play it as safe as I can here. At least we hit that one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is a bit of a tough one. So I'm gonna try to. Didn't end up working. I'm trying to free ball there.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, I think we can do this here. We just have to free ball and not mess up like that.
Okay.
So we're gonna go like this. Clear out
Every
the
time
path.
you get a save.
Okay, there we go.
Oh my gosh.
Just had
That
to
was
free ball.
masterful
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. What was that?
Masterful work.
Oh, another Warren the Rabbit. There we go.
Nice.
He's showing up towards the back half of the run at least. So, okay, let's see if I remember the timings here. I believe it's -10 on the timing. Yeah, and then -3, I believe. Yeah, I think it's that
Nice
slide there. Not the best start, not the worst either. I should have. My timing was a little off, but let's see what we can do. I'm gonna go for this. That could be all right. It at least got that extra slide. We at least got a ball back, and we might get a second ball back. Let's see. Nice.
Okay.
That's
That was
net gain of a
gaming.
ball there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely video games.
Okay, now that's huge. Fireball is the best power on this level by far. So even if it's just one that we get from the rabbit manually or luckily just from luck, it still helps out a great deal. Okay, so I should be a little more careful here. So this is not by any means a solved situation. We're going to free ball. This should, yeah. I was gonna
Oh
say.
my God.
Through the
There
hole.
you go.
It's
That
crazy.
was, I just,
What?
wow.
There we go.
Is anyone else seeing this? Like,
I know, like seriously, this is incredible.
Okay, Bjorn is so Bjorn on this level is not the worst because we have this moving element to the level. These portals will plop out the ball from the UFO, but the pegs themselves aren't moving. So Bjorn is potentially useful. In fact, he could be quite useful here, depending on exactly when we get him. So we got one of them here. I'm gonna go ahead and use it to start getting some of these shots here. So basically, I don't want. So these lines here are solid objects. So I don't want to have to rely on the portal more than I need to. So here it was pretty easy to line up in time, but that was really lucky.
Oh
wow.
my
What?
gosh.
So if this free ball's
That was
okay,
really lucky.
I was about to say.
Wow.
that was extremely lucky.
Very
let's see.
clean. Nice.
And so now what I'm going to even do is see if I can go like this. And then even...
Oh my god, the bounces.
Okay.
I might even be able to...
The game is just teasing you at this point.
Yeah. Probably not going to be able to sneak it. Oh, maybe this might hit.
No
There we go.
way.
There we go.
Wow.
Okay, nice.
Big claps for that one.
Yeah,
Wow.
for real.
And we have another appearance of the rabbit. Is that 4 or 5 now?
I think that's 4.
I think that's 4.
I think that's 4, but we can say 5 to get
Yeah.
more money. So
Yeah.
I think it's like 7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, skip a few.
Okay, so here is there's a classic meme within the community. Well, specifically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a shot here that uses 25 taps. And it's always, oh, I think I'm miscounting because that is not what it's supposed to do. There's a strategy here that we call R25 because it's 25 taps, which no one else bothers doing. But I like it and I keep it around because it's a meme now. So
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a very inefficient shot nowadays, very slow. But I still use it just.
I wouldn't call it slow if it's still flashy. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like visual appeal is like time save. So.
Yeah. Okay. Spooky ball could help here. Let's see. It's not looking great. At least it's something.
Okay. Got something. Got something.
I'm getting fact checked by Twitch out right now, saying this is the fifth one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it was, yeah.
Thank you, chat.
Okay,
Thank you,
so
chat.
that is a loss, unfortunately.
Oh,
I
darn.
blinked for a couple minutes. What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's we can start over.
This is a tough one. We're on the penultimate level here. One more after this, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You said there's one more level after this.
Yeah, one more after this.
I didn't realize we were almost done.
I know.
Mhm.
I'm looking at the timer. It's like, oh yeah, this makes sense, but like I feel like
Yeah.
a silly person.
It just
Like
went
seeing-
by so fast.
Yeah,
I mean,
actually.
it was like such a comfy run, really fun to watch, like so many exciting moments. I hope y'all were clipping. There was some good moments to clip here.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like so locked into like seeing what he's gonna do.
Whoop.
Yeah.
I clicked out of the window and that pauses the game. Okay, so I keep miscounting apparently for my own strategy that I invented, so that's fine.
Ooh, nice.
Oh. I'm gonna count that as a spiritual free ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So this is a bit of a tough situation here. Really, it's this one.
That one at the top.
there,
Oh,
but
good
now we should-
job. And an extra
Now
ball.
we should be good.
We're so fine now, right?
Yeah.
At this point.
Yep.
We're so
Look at that.
back.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
So we're on to the final level of the game.
Woo!
Big class for that one.
Yeah, big class. This is the level. Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to try to do the flashy strat. We're going to see if it actually works. Oh, I'm not getting the... I'm trying to move it. So there's a specific pixel you can shoot at here.
Wow.
One. Let's see if I get it. Dang, that was early. Oh, that was way early. Unfortunately, I only have one shot at it at a time because then, of course, I can't reset the
One
level.
reset for the level
Yeah.
of the game.
Yeah.
So this is it's a tricky one because, well, I mean, I think the difficulty of this level is pretty apparent. It just has all of these layers of moving pegs. And so there is a strategy that I tried to do there that would have gotten the ball wedged in at the bottom, working its way through to the very top.
Wow.
However, I did not get it, and so now we just have to do our best to beat the level normally here. If we lose, we'll try again, and there are also a couple masters that pretty much shred this level, so we don't just have to hope for that. We have a few different ways of handling this, of course. In this case, we don't have the choice of how we handle it. We just have to do our best, but let's see here.
I'm so tapped in right now.
I know.
Yeah.
Like tapped in like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
I have tried to do what you were describing where you get it so perfectly and then it rises to the top, but it is really hard to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, if you've never played this game, 1, play it. What are you doing at this
For
game?
real.
2, that's really difficult. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, even like having an attempt, like attempting a setup for that is like absurd in my mind.
Okay.
Ooh. All right.
So I'm gonna take a risky shot. Oh, it did
Ooh.
not pay off. Oh, meow. I like yawn.
Meow.
Okay.
This is like an anime and gaming convention. I'm surprised there aren't more people meowing. I gotta be so for
I
real.
know, for real.
Okay. There. So unfortunately, I did not get the strategy again. We are gonna have to see. Hopefully.
That was close enough.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
Okay. Let's see here. So we have to just dig our way down.
It's only Thursday. Give it time.
Yeah, for real. That's true. We haven't seen all the cosplays yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even really watch anime like that, but like there's of the two I've seen there's like dozens of cosplayers I've seen.
Yeah.
It's like so weird being here. It's like so big.
Yeah. Yeah, the show floor is pretty large. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So this is going all right here. We'll see about that.
Oh
This is
my
unfortunate. Yeah.
That was tough.
I'm trying to make it happen here. Let's see.
I believe.
So
Yeah.
this is a tricky one because they're all at the bottom here. But if I get something like that,
Whoa. Please?
Oh my god.
No way.
and
At least you got an
now-
extra ball though.
Yeah, I think the strategy here is going to be. Okay, let's see. I was trying to maybe. Okay,
No
there we go.
No way.
And time. There we go.
That
okay.
was so good.
What was that?
What a way to end the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end, sometimes you just have to line those up and make sure you get them. So.
That was an incredible performance.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You did fantastic on that one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Where can everyone find you? That was.
Yeah.
I'm still reeling from that.
I know.
Yeah, so I stream at twitch.tv/PoetryStud Gaming. I would also say that I love Peggle Deluxe. I love the whole Peggle series, but I also have a YouTube channel, and about 7 or 8 months ago now, I released a speedrunning history documentary about the history of Deluxe Any Percent, and I'm really proud of that video. So if you're at all interested in what you saw here, then I really recommend checking that out. So, and yeah, just I guess real quick, a big shout out to everyone in the Peggle community, to Doug for getting me into streaming Peggle and speedrunning it, and to my lovely girlfriend Lethal Lemur. So. That'll be it for me, though, and thank you guys for having me.
Yay! You did so incredible. That was so fun to watch.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for running.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back in just a few minutes with our next game.
Yeah. Thank you so much.